Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to today's live video. It is Thursday, November 20th, 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time. And we are here for day 4 of the Santa's Workshop Craft Along. Hi, Marva. As you join me, whether you are watching live or on the replay, please leave a comment, say hello, let me know that you are here. I'm super excited about today's projects. They are so cute and functional. We are going to make an ornament gift card holder as well as a super stinking cute snowman card. Hi Mary. Okay, so your YouTube names are coming up different for me today, so I wonder if there was an update or something. Hi Mary Jo. Weird. Usually it comes up with your name and it's coming up with like the @ and then like more stuff. Hi Alicia. Hi Teresa. Hello everyone. Welcome in. Yeah, we've got some fun happening today. Before I start, I'll just tell you, Alicia was at my house a little bit ago because we got team sweatshirts made, and so she came to pick hers up, and she got to witness me panic because, as you may have heard me say yesterday, I had an in-person work day today, so I was in the office for a few hours, and while I was gone, my pre-order got delivered from the upcoming mini catalog, and the picture was not a good picture. I'm going to actually see if I can show it to you. This picture tells me absolutely nothing, but there was no package anywhere, right? So I ended up having to drive down the street and I found my package, and one of the numbers was changed on the address, right, at the house it was at. The first number was different, but the other ones were the same. And thankfully the daughter was home, and I was like, I want you to know I'm not a porch pirate, but these are my packages and I'm taking them. And she was like, yeah, I called my mom. I was giving her crap for having 5 packages. Whoops. not all Stampin' Up. Anyway, it was 2 Stampin' Up, some Christmas, and a turkey trot. Anyway, she was like, I was giving my mom crap for that, and then I realized that they weren't ours. So she left them, thankfully, on her porch. And, yeah. Okay, so look at this. Look at that delivery photo, you guys. Isn't that the most epic photo? So you know exactly where your packages are? So I was in a little bit of a panic. I had to go find those. Like, thankfully, they've been found. But oh my gosh, that was really stressful. That has never happened to me before. We live in the neighbors around us are very kind, so I was very glad they left them on the porch. I saw the big Stampin' Up, you know, the side of the package where it's got the like black strip or the stripes, and I was like, those are mine. So anyway, hi Anne, hi Julie, hi Pam. I know that the picture made me panic because I was like, I'm never going to find these. And then the map where it showed it was delivered was in the middle of the street. So I was like, I just got to look on porches. And I felt like, please no, I'm not coming to stalk anybody's houses because I'm driving slow down the street. I probably looked really creepy, but hopefully it was early enough. Nobody was home. I don't know. But thankfully I caught the daughter before she was leaving and yeah, got him back. So that's my crazy story for today, but I am grateful. Thanksgiving's in a week, so we're going to name things we're grateful for. If you want to put yours in the comments, put yours in the comments. But today, I'm going to specifically name that I am grateful that Stampin' Up! Packages, boxes are so darn cute that you can recognize them from a block away. And I'm grateful for that, that girl for leaving the packages on the porch so that I could witness them there and that she was home so I could tell her that they were mine and I was retrieving them. Anywho, let's go ahead. We're going to dive on into stamping because, you know, that's my little story for today. But anyway, we are working on day 4 of the Santa's Workshop Craft Along today. Here are the projects from the first 3 days. So day 1, we made this cute card. And I'm so glad I got them too. Thanks for your moral support, Alicia. I messaged her right away. I said, I found them, and I sent her a picture of them in my car. I was like, I got them. Anyway, so hi, Lene. We made this cute slide-out box, and those were designed by me. And then on day 2, we made this cute card. Oh, he's so cute, that elf peeking out there. We made that one, and we made this fun shaker box. Oh, so cool. I love that. I can't wait to gift that. That's going to be really fun because the wrapping part is already done for you, right? And then yesterday, those were designed by my friend Deb Smeek. And then yesterday we made these 2 projects designed by Julie Salva. So we've got this fun fold column card. We've got a tower of projects. I hope it doesn't fall. And then we have this really cute mint or Ghirardelli or hot chocolate or whatever you want to stuff inside cute little treat holder. How fun is that? Simple, easy peasy to make as well. So we've got those projects that we've already made. Let's see where I can put this. I'm going to put it there because I don't want it to fall. We've made those ones, and then we're going to make 2 more tonight. These ones were designed by Ange McKay from Canada. Oh yeah, that's awesome, Mary. I'm so glad with all of you who have been making the projects. That's awesome. Or if you've saved them for later to make for later, that's cool too. But this is an Ornament gift card holder. So this slips all the way out just like that. You can see you can hang it on the tree. We've got a little to from tag on there. And then you just slide this right back in, and it's tall enough if you want to put some candies in there as well. Maybe you want to do a stack of gift cards. I have heard from a few of you that you're just doing gift cards this year as a gift, and so this could fit quite a few of them. It's so stinking cute, decorated all the way around, so we're going to make that project today. We're also going to make this cute snowman card. Oh, with the gold. I love it. I know the red with the modern Christmas DSP is really cute. We've got more of that today. This is actually cherry cobbler, but you could use real red as well. But anyway, so those were designed by Ange McKay right here. There's her picture. And I just wanted to mention, if you, I know I've been saying it every day, but maybe this is your first day that you've watched the craft along. We have 3 other videos for you to go back and watch, and we've got 2 more. Yeah, 2 more still to come for a total of 6 videos in this series. So make sure you head back, watch those first 3, and then today's day 4. So if you do not already have the PDF, I am offering it to you 2 different ways. The first way is you can actually get it for free with an order in my online store this week. $50 or more before tax and shipping, and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied, and I will get you this PDF for free. Or you can purchase it directly through my PDF store for $25. The link for both of those is in the description of this video. And I'm just going to say this out loud on the camera. I've been debating it, but several of the folks who are in this craft along, the demo friends that I designed this with, they had to move their craft along back to next week just with some product availability things. And so I think I'm actually going to extend this another week. And so you're going to get access still with that order in my online store. I'm going to push it back. Instead of that ending on the 22nd, I'm going to push it back through the 28th. So Friday, the 28th, Black Friday, this is going to be free from my online store. So then it's also, you know, during their week, in case you want to go watch their videos or anything like that. We do also have a Black Friday sale that Stampin' Up! Is hosting, the first one they've ever hosted. Select items up to 40% off. Oh my gosh, can't believe it. That starts on Tuesday, the 25th. So maybe you want to get this PDF for free when you're shopping those deals. I don't remember all the categories and how much things are. I know blends are on the list for 40% off. And I think some cardstocks are on the list for 15% off. I don't remember all of them, but I'll email those details out once I know, okay? All right, so that's my spiel. Let's go ahead and we are going to begin today's projects. And we're going to start with our Ornament gift card holder here. So you can see it's so beautiful. By the way, this PDF is epic. It is 33 pages of good. You are not going to want to miss it. You're going to want this PDF, okay? And what better way to get it for free when you do some Black Friday shopping? And, you know, I've been saying this all season long, but it's okay to buy things for yourself and wrap them and put them under the tree, you know? Yes, ink is one of the categories too, Mary. Yes, it is. Thank you for the reminder. Because like I said, it doesn't start till Tuesday. And so this week's been so busy. I've been like, oh, I'll look at that. You know, I'll look at it later. And then later just keeps getting like later. All right. For our Ornament gift card holder, we are going to want some garden green. And I think we have a scrap piece that will work because we just need a 1/4 sheet. Oh, you know what? We need actually 2 pieces that we're going to cut. So let's see, do we still have a full one? Yes, we do. And I don't know that we use this in, I don't think we use a big piece of garden green in any of our projects for tomorrow or Saturday. So we can just go ahead and use this. We're going to cut this at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, we want one of those. This piece we'll just put in our scrap bin. And then we want another piece that is 3 1/2 by 6 1/2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just chop 2 inches off of this. Okay, and we're going to score those in a little bit. So we got those, and then we need a real red scrap to die cut out the star from Ornamental Christmas. Let's see, is that big enough? I don't know if it is. Oh, this one would be though. Let's use that. We just need a scrap. Okay, and then we need basic white scrap for the elf and the label. And this should be plenty. Okay, and then we need some DSP. Look at that. That's like barely anything, and it makes such a magnificent project. Just goes to show you don't always need a bunch of layers, right? Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mary. I know. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull out our North Pole delivery DSP, and we want that really busy, this piece. I'm going to use this piece right here, the really busy letter. This is the mail room. This is what the post office looks like, you know, during Christmas season. The other side has the cute set of dogs, and we are going to cut this. I'm going to turn it, so I'm cutting, what's the word I'm looking for? I want this to be portrait. It's going to be tall, okay? So 3 1/4 inches. So I'm going to cut it this way and cut at 3 1/4. And then we'll cut all of our side pieces or our widths, okay? Hopefully that made sense. We need 2 pieces at 2 inches. 1, 2, and then we need 2 pieces at 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to use the right-hand side of my trimmer and cut those. Okay? All right, so that's our DSP. Then we're going to grab our scoreboard so we can do some scoring, or use your trimmer. Okay, and we're going to score both of these garden green pieces. So let me grab my scoreboard, and we're going to start. Let's start with that 1/4 inch sheet, so the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to score this at 1/2 inch. Can you tell I'm missing one of my feet? Can you hear that? One of my feet fell off of my scoreboard, and I can't find it anywhere. Okay, 1/2 inch, 1, 3 1/4, and 3 3/4. Okay, on the long side, we will score it at 1/2 inch, 1, 4 1/2, and 5. Okay, so it's like this. Okay, and then we've got our other piece of garden green, and we're going to score just on the long side, and we're going to score at 1 1/2, 2, 4 3/8, and 4 7/8. Okay, we've got all of that scored. And let's go ahead, we'll do our stamping and we'll do all the assembling at once. By the way, I forgot to mention, in the supply list for this week, I forgot to tell you, for today's projects, that you need a hole punch. So grab a hole punch. I recommend something smaller. We're going to use it to slip this ribbon through. Okay, so if you use something bigger, you're either going to need to like adhere your knot inside or tape it down somehow, or just knot it a whole bunch of times so it doesn't slip through. The hole punch I'm using is 1/8 of an inch, but I think even like 1/4 of an inch would work, but just something small if you have that, okay? All right, so for our stamping, we're going to grab our Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and we want the elf and the sentiment that says "to from." You know, because this is going to be gifted. So we're going to ink up our elf and stamp him down. And then, oh, that was not great, but that's all right. He'll look cute once he's colored, right? And then stamp down that "to from." And I'm leaving some room over to the right because we're going to cut out that label. So we want to just leave a little bit of room for that. And then we're going to color in our elf with Real Red, Ivory, Crumb Cake, and Pecan Pie blends. Okay, so we'll start with Real Red. This is just for his Santa hat, or his elf hat, rather. And so I added some dark Real Red, and we'll color with some light Real Red. And you can obviously switch out the characters we're using on any of your projects this week as well. So if you wanted to use Santa, you could use Santa. If you wanted to use the snowman, you could use the snowman. Whatever you prefer. Okay, all right, then with Ivory, we're going to color in his face, his ears, and his hands. Okay. And luckily the elf's ears are bigger than Santa's ears, so I don't tend to forget those as often as I forget Santa's ears. Poor Santa, right? Okay. Just go around his bangs. His bangs look just like mine too, so this must be like my elf brother. I don't know. His name is Mel. I obviously made that up, but I think it's a good elf name. Okay, with Crumb Cake, we are going to color in his shirt. All right. And you can kind of choose if you want to do that button or not. I left it, but if you want to color it in, you can color it in for sure. And I'm leaving like the cuffs of his jacket white. And again, Anne shouldn't use Wink of Stella when she designed this one, but if you want to, you can absolutely add some Wink of Stella. There's nothing wrong about that, right? Okay, so he's colored in. And then we'll use Pecan Pie for his shoes. So start with the dark. Oh, you know what? We forgot his little bangs. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the dark Pecan Pie for his shoes, and then I'll use the light for his bangs. How about that? So they're a little bit of a different color. Okay, so there's that. Or you could pull out your bronze, since that comes with ivory. You could use that as well. Okay, so he's all colored in, so we can go ahead and do some die cutting. So we want our elf, and I've got some Post-it note tape here. These are from Festive Friends. Got the elf, and then we want our label here. You can tell I'm not the best at poking out the bits. Do you guys, are you good at that? I'm not always the greatest in the actual die to poke all the pieces out. Hi Jill, hi Linda, hi Joan. Thank you for joining. Yeah, from the actual like die cut piece, I am 90% of the time I poke this stuff out, but I don't know, the dies I just don't. Unless it starts to not cut, then I will. But yeah. I don't know if I'm the only one in that, but anyway. Yeah, here's another example. We want this star from Ornamental Christmas, and look, there's still vellum in it, and I think, yeah, some of the vellum just fell out. These ones actually are pretty easy to pop out because you can just do it with your fingers, so let's see if I can get those out. But anyway, you want the star from Ornamental Christmas. We're going to die cut that out of Real Red. And let's pull up our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here, so we can do some die cutting. And if you want to switch out the star for like an ornament or a tree, you could do that too. Is that all gonna fit? Yeah, we'll make it work, right? Let's pull this down a little and then slide that. Let's do it like this. My piece of Real Red is way bigger than it needs to be. There we go. That'll work, right? It's like the saving 2 trips, like when you come home from the grocery store and you don't want to make 2 trips, so you load up on all the bags you can. This is like the equivalent of that when you craft. I love it. Anyway, all right, let's grab these pieces. We'll clear these bits because we got to use our machine again on our second project. So we'll get those. We'll take care of those. Okay. Move this out of the way. Let's see what we've got. We've got our star. I was like, wow, look at all the pieces came out. No. See, and this is for later's problem. It's later's problem. Okay, and then we've got our elf. And, oh, he's so cute. That little elfie, he's so cute. And then we've got our, oh, that Post-it note tape is going away. And we've got our label. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it. All right, so let's go ahead. I've left the diagram here off to my side, but if you have the PDF, there is a diagram in here about how to cut this garden green piece right here. This is the one we did all those score lines on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and burnish on all of the score lines. Okay. And then we'll make our cuts. And it's actually not This project, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, how did she design that? That's going to be so difficult. And then I was like, wow, that's actually easier than it seems, which I feel like that's the case with most things. Don't you think? Like, they're always easier than they seem. Not always, most of the time. Okay, so we are going to cut up this score line right here. I'm just going to cut straight up and then turn on this long edge and cut at an angle. Okay, just like that. And that's how I'm going to start and do that on all 4 of the corners here. Okay, you don't have to cut super deep on this, I guess, but whatever you prefer. Okay, one more. Okay, so we've got those cut. Now what we're going to do is the score line right next to it, we're going to go ahead and cut up on that. Just cut straight up that score line. Cut this bottom square off like that, and then angle cut these little tabs, okay, the little square tabs. Just like that, okay? You can see how that looks. We're going to do that on all 4 of the corners. So just cut straight up again. Cut that bottom square off. And then angle cut those corners. Or not the corners, the square tabbies. Okay, flip that over. Just have to do it a couple more times so we get lots of practice. And these are going to get hidden, so if they don't look pretty, that's okay. These little square tabs, they are just what's going to hold the side of this box together. Okay. Just like so. All right, so there's that. In case you need a screenshot, there you go. Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Jill. I really appreciate that. Let me just get all those little scrappies off and out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and assemble. And this one is so fun, you guys. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus. I just felt like because we are building a little bit of a box, I might put candy in them. I'm going to use like a heavier adhesive, but you do not have to. So what I'm going to do on these longer sides, the inside section, I'm going to put Seal Plus down right here and right here. But I'm only going to put it like kind of more in the middle because this piece is going to fold over. So actually, if you wanted to, you could even put it here, but I just don't want any adhesive sticking out from here. Not the end of the world if it is, but, and then on these shorter edges, I am going to adhere the whole thing. These are going to get adhered inside like that. And then as I mentioned, these are going to fold over just for a little bit of extra sturdiness. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. And we'll go ahead and just put some Seal Plus. Okay. And the reason on the shorter ends I am going closer to the edge is because we need something for those little tabs to stick to. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to fold up those square tabs first before we glue any of that extra reinforced side down. Okay. This part is just like the boxes we made already, right? The box we made on Monday, the slide out one, and the box we made on Tuesday, day 2 with the shaker box. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't even on camera. Jeez, Melissa. Okay, then I'll fold in the longer flaps, and then I was too high. You'd think this is my first time. And then we'll fold in those shorter flaps. And that just helps it to be a little bit sturdier here. We've got some sturdier walls, okay? Just like that. Now look at this. Let me grab my gift card. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cute? Look how many you could fit. I think you could fit like 10. I don't have 10 down here to try it, but I'll try it later. I'll grab all my things, my ID, all of it, and I'll just stick them in there to see if it works. Okay, so this piece, it doesn't matter which side's the top, which side's the bottom, but pick one. And take your hole punch, and I gotta see which one it is, this one. We're gonna go ahead and just punch the middle, in the middle of one of those short sides, okay? And let me move it a little little bit more center, just like that, okay? So that we can put our piece through. You're late. That's okay, Patty. We're just glad you're here. Okay, so we've got that. Let's grab our chevron, our garden green and chevron ribbon. Oh, I love this stuff. And I'm not measuring this. I'm going to cut 6 inches. Do you think that would be like 6 inches? I don't know. Go ahead and loop that over. And then we're going to stick those loose ends here. I'm just going to roll them so they're easier, hopefully easier to just slide through here. Okay. And I'm going to pull it down a little bit more just so my hand has more space to work, but I'm just going to tie these in a knot. Don't pull it too far where it comes all the way through. Oh my heck, I can't do it. I feel like I'm about to pull that loop through, so maybe cut like 8 inches. Okay, there we go. I did it. But that's why you want that smaller hole punch so that you can pull on this and it's not going to fall through. Yes, Jill, it will hold a gift card. You maybe commented before I showed it, so but anyway, I just saw your comment. Yes, it holds a gift card. All right, I'm just going to trim those ends off to make them a little bit prettier. And I mean, like, come on, how cute is that? Now, we're not done with that, but let's go ahead and add our belly band. We're still going to need our ribbon in a little bit, so don't put it too far away. So we're going to take, oh, there's another little vellum star piece. We're going to take this garden green piece. Now, you might be thinking, that looks kind of funny, Melissa. Just bear with me, okay? Burnish these on the score line. All 4 score lines, plural. Okay, and then this center section, that's going to be like, just think of it as like the top, okay? Right here, and then these are just going to wrap around like so, and you can see that this is going to overlap and create our seam in the back. We're going to cover that with DSP, so it'll be a bit prettier. So I'm just going to take one of these flaps here and just add some seal. And then just go ahead and fold that up and press that down to adhere. Okay, and then we can just add on our DSP pieces, and I am going to grab my silicone mat just for these 3/8 inch strips. They're just a little too small that I'm nervous I'll run my seal right off the edge. And these are going to decorate the top and the back and the sides. Look, I did run it off the edge. That was a good call on my end. Okay, add some to the bigger DSP pieces. And then let's go ahead and adhere this around our holder. Okay. You know what, usually I would probably pick it up and look at which DSP piece I like the most before deciding which one goes on the front, but it's okay. They get pretty covered up by the elf and the star. But anywho. Alright, so there's one of the sides, and then we'll add this piece. So you'll still be able to see the seam at the top and the bottom, but it's pretty hidden then when we add that DSP. And then one more little piece here. Oops. Right on the side. If you want to add your DSP while your wrap is still flat, you could do that. I would just wait to add this back piece till it's all adhered, just in case, but you know, you can add them ahead of time if you would like. All right, so this piece is like this. Let's add our star and our elf here. So I'm going to add dimensionals to the back, and we can fit one dimensional inside the center of the star. How perfect is that? And then I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals here, and I'm adding them on the right side of our elfie. Okay. Because that's going to go over our star. And you know what? We'll add one on the other side too, because that's all right if part of the star is a little bit flatter, right? Okay, and then we can add these. So the star is going to go more towards the left, and then our elfie is going to go over here to the right, and he can hang off a little bit. Oh, so cute. Let's add some deer dots while we're working on the front. We're going to add the green ones. Okay, so one big and one little. So cute. I really love this project a lot. It is so cute, so clever. How fun would that be to like offer this as like a white elephant thing or something. If you're hosting a Christmas party, make these, put them on the tree. People pick them out and they don't know what gift card is inside. How fun would that be? Okay, so on our loop here, we're going to take our tag, and on that left-hand little star piece that got cut out, we're going to just slip that through. Okay, take another piece of our chevron ribbon, and this time I'll make it a little bit bigger because we got to tie a whole bow, you know. A bow, you know? Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, this part's the hardest for me to get everything to stay. We're just going to go ahead and set that down and tie our bow. So I usually get the knot and then I stand it up. I don't know, I've just found that to be easier for me to hold this and keep everything in place. Okay. And then you can just kind of finagle it wherever you want it to go and trim the ends. And oh, so cute! There is our first project! How fun is that? Oh, I just think that's so stinking cute! I'm glad you guys like that idea too. I just think that would be really fun. When we have our Faust family Christmases, there's about 80 people who come, and you never can think of like what a fun way to gift something would be. And we actually do like a white elephant gift card exchange, and I was like, oh, I could do this year, you know, just give my gift cards in some of these. That would be so much fun. So that is project number 1. Let me take a quick drink. And then we will go on to our card. So sweet and stunning. And we get to play with the snowman. I love the snowman in this set. He's so cute. All right, so here is our PDF ready to go, our tutorial. I suppose when it's printed, it's no longer a PDF, right? it's a tutorial, a printed tutorial. All right. Oh, that would be really cute too, Kathy. Kathy said to do it as an advent calendar. That would be cool because you can fit candy inside. So it wouldn't even always have to be a gift card, but you could do like $5 or $10 gift cards to, I don't know, a donut shop or like a Starbucks, like a coffee shop, or that would be so much fun. That would be really cool. I love that idea. I'm probably going to steal it, Kathy. All right, let's make our card here. We want a piece of thick white cardstock. And that's regular. You could tell. I could tell. I was like, nope, that's not what I want. I want thick. Okay, thick white cardstock, and we are going to cut this in half at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay, and then we want a piece of basic white. We're going to do we think that'll fit? I bet it will. 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to emboss this. So Ange used the So Swirly folder. It kind of looks like snow floating through. I think that's kind of cool. We're going to emboss this. So if you don't have So Swirly, that's okay. Just use something else that you do have, okay? All right, and then we want a scrap piece of white. I don't know if that will fit the snowman. You know, I'm all about making it work. It would be tight. Let me see if I have a different piece. You know, that's like I don't want to cut something if I don't have to. Wait, what's this piece? Oh, that's my extra thick white. Anyway, you just want a scrap piece of white. We might have to cut. We might have to cut a piece. And she says in there to cut it at 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. But really, it's a scrap piece, so I just kind of cut one way. And then we can just save the rest for later, okay? All right, so that's our scrap piece. And then we want our gold foil, which we have not cut into yet. Look how beautiful. This is going to be cut at 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. And before we glue this to the card, we are going to do some die cutting out of it, okay? If you wanted to use a different piece of gold to you know, do your die cutting, you could do that as well. But we will follow the directions. I will follow the directions. And then we want our Modern Christmas DSP. And we want a piece. We want that star piece. if you remember yesterday, we cut a piece, and this will actually work because we want it to be 3 by 4 1/4. Perfect. We already had one of the cuts done. Go us. All right. We've got that all done. Let's go ahead. We're going to do our stamping first so that we can do all of our die cutting at once. So I'm going to grab my scrap piece here of basic white. We're going to grab our snowman, and we're going to grab our tuxedo black memento ink. And we don't have a sentiment to stamp on this card, so if you'd like to add one, you can. It's kind of cute though, because you can use, especially with the black and white, it makes me think of like New Year's. So this would be a cute New Year's card too, I think. In case, you know, do you ever do that where like you send out all your cards and then you didn't send to this one person, but then they sent you one and now you got to get one out? This would be that card for me. Because it's not overly Christmassy, so if it got to them after the fact, it would be okay. All right, now if you get this card from me this year, don't think that that's how I thought when I sent it to you, okay? Okay. All right, we've got cherry cobbler, pumpkin pie, and pool party blends for this one. So let's start with cherry cobbler. We are going to do the scarf, and these are going to be blended here. And then we're going to do a couple of these stripes. So every other stripe. And then color in, I could not get the cap off of that. Color in the rest of it here. With our light cherry cobbler. And if you wanted, even you could do the stripes on your hat. You could do like one stripe in dark cherry cobbler and then the next stripe in light cherry cobbler and kind of do it like that. But I kind of like the look of this. So I think that's what we do with tomorrow's card too. So we'll have practice with it. And then we're just going to use one of the pumpkin pies, light or dark, whichever one, and color in that carrot nose. Okay, and then I think I'll just use light pool party, and we're going to do just a little bit of a shadow on our snowman. So I'm just going to go on his face here. And then maybe under the nose, the carrot. And then on the body. Okay, and then a little bit over here on that left-hand side of the scarf, just for a little bit of shading. You know, it makes your snowman look kind of chilly. He's cold. Because he's a snowman, right? Anyway. I do that, Jane. Oh, I'm so bad and good at it. I do like to clean as I go sometimes, yeah. When I film my reels, I will full out like put things away when I'm done, and I'm like, why is my phone battery dead? And it's because I took the time while filming to also put things away. Anyway. All right, we are going to die cut out our snowman. From our gold, we are going to die cut out both of the trees from Festive Friends. So we've got this tall, skinny, and we've got this cute one right here. Oh my gosh, I can't pick it up. There we go. And we are going to die cut these out of the middle. Now we are going to use gold as a layer. So when we die cut these, we don't want it to be all the way to the edge because it'll be shown, right? So go as centered as possible. Like that would be good. And then we're also going to do some embossing, but we're going to start with die cutting because we've got different sandwiches for those. So let's go ahead and die cut our images and then emboss. All right. Now the embossing folder that I'm going to use, So Swirly, it is not a 3D folder, so it has a little bit of a different sandwich even than 3Ds would have. So we're actually going to keep both of these clear plates and just lose plate number 2. We can take this one out of the mix, okay? And then we find a spot somewhere in our organized mess of a craft room to set that. All right, and then we're going to grab that basic white piece that we cut at the beginning, so this 4 by 5 1/4 piece, and go ahead and put that in your embossing folder here. I like the swirly too, because even if you don't get it like straight, it looks fine because it's all just swirls. Another great embossing folder for this would be the waves folder. I've really liked working with that, and I don't think it just looks like waves. Yes, you can make it look like waves, but I like using it for a lot of different things. So, all right, you can hear all that static. It's very staticky. I've been getting a lot of shocks lately. so you can tell the air's dry. Okay, so we've got our embossed piece. We've got our die cut pieces here. I'm going to take your pick tool to just poke these out. I like all the detail on that. Here's our other tree. Just grab that. And this time I'm not going to save the center, but if you want to, you can. If you wanted to glue that in, you could. Okay. And then we've got our snowman. So cute. All right, let's go ahead and assemble this cute card. So we're going to start with our embossed piece and add some seal to the back. Now this one's kind of fun too because the debossed side is really pretty. So you can kind of choose. I might glue it with the debossed side up. I just think that looks cool sometimes. Some of the folders, I do that all the time with the waves folder. I always do the debossed side because I like it even more. It's kind of jagged and I don't know. I'm a fan. All right, adhere this to our card front. Okay, and then we can fold and burnish. Try to go real close to that edge there. And then we're going to take our DSP. Oops. Add some seal on the back. And layer this onto our gold piece. So beautiful. Okay, flip that over. See, and nobody will ever know you cut trees out of it. And this is going to get adhered to the center of our card. Just like so. And then we're going to adhere our trees, and we're going to pull in our silicone craft mat for this tiny tree or the skinny tree because, you know, when in doubt, pull out your silicone craft mat because I'm a tape girl. And these sections are small, so you need your silicone craft mat, but they're not too small where you can't get away with using tape. That's my thought anyway. All right, so this is going to get adhered. I've kind of put it in the center, maybe up a little bit, but centered horizontally. And then we'll take our other tree and adhere that to the left side of this tree. Okay, and then our snowman is going to get adhered with dimensionals to the right. So if you did get any adhesive through that center section, maybe it'll get covered here. Oh, so cute. So that's going to get glued down right there. And then we're going to take our basic beige ribbon. And the reason this card is hot dog style, right, is so that we can slip our ribbon through just like this. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pull this to however big I think it needs to be for me to tie a bow. And then we're just going to, I'll tie the bow up here, but then the nice thing is you can actually slide this on your card then, so you can move it up or down if you would like. And then I'll just go ahead and tie a cute bow. Maybe, if I can get the ribbon to lay right? That's always the struggle. That looks pretty good, I think. Whoa, and I flung it. But anywho, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to slide this down and then we'll trim the edges, or the tails. Okay. I'm going to leave a little bit longer tails on these. And the nice thing too is you can even then slide it in. So I want like the knot to be over the DSP. Like that. Isn't that cute? And if you want to, you could stick a glue dot under there. I think this one looks good, so I'm going to leave it. But yeah, you can add a glue dot under there too to hold it in place as well. And last but not least, we want to add some of our loose gold sequins. So we're going to do our little trick again with our liquid glue. And just add a couple of drops here of liquid glue. You need to add a couple more stars in the sky, right? I'm going to grab my loose gold sequins and we're going to just add those on. I added 5 little dots, those little white dots. That's my glue. And we're just going to, oh, come here. That sequins was like, no, not me. Don't pick me. I'm just going to add on our sequins. As I mentioned before when we did this, if you're using your take your pick tool like I am with that putty end, your sequin might want to stick to your tool. So just use your other hand to kind of encourage it to stick on the card instead. Oh, like that, see? That one stuck to me, but I did have glue on my finger, so that's where you rub it on your pants. Rub your hand to get all that residue gone, right? Okay, and then we've got this one here, and then I want a little one. There he is. Okay. And there it is. Close up your sequins so you don't spill them all over. And that is our second project for today, day 4. What do you think of this one? Look how shiny, so beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's just so pretty. I love it a lot. So that is our day 4 Santa's Workshop craft along. Hi, Lori. Thank you for joining. Here's my ornament. I was like, where's that? So here is our ornament gift card holder. Here is our card. What do you think of these ones? Which one is your favorite for today? I know it can be really hard to pick, but which one would you say is your favorite today? And I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it worked. So anyway, okay, let me pull in all of our projects so far. So we've got our card, we've got our shaker box, we've got another card. Look at how fun these projects coordinate together too. That's just the power of using, like, you know, 2 DSPs and a couple of ribbons that all kind of coordinate. They don't even, we're going to get into the problem where these aren't going to fit on the screen anymore. Let's see if we can make these guys share like that. Yeah, that works. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. These are the 8 projects we've already made. We've got 2 days left, so 4 projects to go. Tomorrow we are going to make some really beautiful non-traditional Christmas color cards, and, well, a card and a treat box, treat bag, treat holder. It's not quite a box. We'll come up with a name for it tomorrow. It's kind of like a treat bag, I would say. Anywho, tomorrow we're going to make some fun projects designed by Erica Serwin. So I hope you'll join me again here Friday night, November 21st, 5 p.m. Central. Replay available as always. And don't forget, if you'd like that PDF, you can get it 2 ways. You can, or we're 3 ways really. You can purchase it directly from my PDF store for $25. That link is in the description of the video. You can also get it for free if you are an Incredible Crafter, one of my team members. So make sure you get those Incredible Crafters if you haven't already. And the third way is you can get it for free by placing an order with me in my online store. So $50 order before tax and shipping, and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied, I'll get you that PDF for free as a thank you gift from me. So not only do you get your $50 or whatever you order in product, in new stamp sets, new inks, new blends, whatever it is, Wink of Stella, whatever you're looking, or whatever's next on your wish list, or just sitting in your shopping cart because guilty. And you'll get that PDF as a thank you gift so that you can craft along as well. And that has been extended through Friday, November 28th, where you can get that free with that $50 order. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow for day 5. And oh, I'm so glad. Pat said she purchased the PDF and she's loving it. I'm so glad. Yes. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.